Okay, great. So this is part 2 or chapter 2 from the last presentation, which uh, was had lots of tools last time. So we spoke about 7. This time we're bringing down to 5, and we're trying to take it to the next level. So last one we spoke more about the intro tools. So this time it's kind of a little step ahead. It's not like too much. So we'll go first with a quick intro in case you didn't watch the first one. So my name is Aly Ibrahim. I work as a technology strategist and as a solution architect at AWS. I worked before for Red Hat, for Ericsson and Oracle. I have a bachelor's in computer science and master's in machine learning. I am currently living in Dallas. I'm originally from Egypt. I have a dog and a daughter. My daughter Hannah and my dog Bond. Pretty active in the community. You will find me a lot in Slack. I have the Dallas location for the platform engineering. I'm also organizing Kubernetes meetups here in Dallas, in North Dallas and in Dallas. And in spare time, I like to watch movies. I like photography. My main domain of work is mainly Kubernetes automation in general. And when automation, we say like DevOps, GitOps, CI/CD, platform engineering. You can just whatever. We keep changing the names and adding more practices, of course, but the whole thing is automation. Streaming, specifically data streaming, because like streaming here seems like streaming over the internet now, but like data streaming, Kafka, Red Panda, or Pulsar, all the streaming stuff, and not just the streaming data, but also what comes after that, like the serverless, if it connects with serverless, or analytics as well. I had similar slide last time. This time I just added more stuff to fit what we need. So last time we spoke about what is Kubernetes and why it's important. But this time I want to take more the developer side as well, not just the admin side. So it is very good to have Kubernetes on your resume. Most of the big companies are using it. It's kind of like the new application server out there now. It's a technology that and a tool that you will learn and you will apply your learning anywhere. If it's on-prem, if it's in the cloud, anywhere, same set of technologies, you will learn and you can run it everywhere, which make it Kubernetes kind of an opportunity for the new cloud platform. It's a cloud platform that can run anywhere on any cloud provider. They have their own managed services, Kubernetes, or even on-prem. And you can use it also as a global orchestrator. So with something like Crossplane, with operators, you can even orchestrate things outside of Kubernetes boundaries. So you can maybe create Lambda functions, you can create DynamoDB tables, you can create cloud functions, or even databases and something like that. And if that is all not exciting you, so ChatGPT uses Kubernetes to scale. So they announced that they are using Kubernetes to handle the global scale that they are getting so far. And 96% out of the organizations out there are evaluating or using. So it's big domain that you can find a lot of opportunities for you to learn that and understand it. I spoke about the challenges last time, which is the learning curve. It's not easy. The management, which needs a lot of tools and things to do with, and monitoring and observability. But I think one of the things that we missed last time was developer experience, which is a big challenge. Developers usually like to focus on their day-to-day work. They don't want to have extra tools to deal with. So that kind of developer experience that I'll try to add this perspective as well this time. Okay, so let's go for the tools. Last time I just went directly to the demo. This time we'll speak about the tools first, and then we'll go for the demo. So the first tool we'll speak about is Kind, and Kind is Kubernetes in Docker. If you want to just put into things, so it's running Kubernetes in Docker. So you can create a cluster that runs in your system. You can think of something similar to Minikube, but more versatile. Or something similar to K3D. But it's coming. It's already started as a testing tool for different Kubernetes versions. So you can use it to create multiple clusters, multiple environments, different versions, and test your application to different versions. You can also use it for example, in migrations, some APIs will change from one version to the other. So if you want to test your application with the new version, make sure that it works, make the modification that you need to make. So you can do that. Plus, for the developers and the admins, it's a very good self-learning tool. So you can spin it up, you will see it come up in a minute, and start testing and learning yourself. The second one, which is KubeShark. If you were familiar with Wireshark before, so it is very similar, but for Kubernetes. So KubeShark used to do take TCP dumps from the network and put it into Wireshark, analyze that, and see what's happening. This is kind of level 2, not like very entry level, but KubeShark made it very easy to go and analyze and see how the traffic happens within the cluster. So it already captures the packets from all the nodes. It can do the analysis for you. It has a very nice web UI that you can use it to do filtering and try to troubleshoot, see what network problems you have, or even do like more testing. You can send the packets again, you can test it, we can see the service map. We'll go over that and see it more in details. DevSpace, and it's space, not spaces, sorry, it's a typo here. So DevSpace is a tool that it mainly focuses on developers, and it allows them to develop in Kubernetes itself. So they have the source code on their machine, on their laptops. And from that source code, they can hit DevSpace. It will create an environment in Kubernetes, and it will sync the files between localhost, their application, and their laptop and the container in Kubernetes. And it will do port forwarding and take everything from you. So very live feedback. For the developers, they change their code locally, and the code will be sent directly to the cluster, and they can test it with all the other dependencies around you. So saves a lot of time, saves the feedback loop. Developers usually do development, copy everything, containerize it, and then put it into Kubernetes, and then test it, and then redo again for other stuff. So this will make the cycle much faster. And the other tool that within the same domain, but I take it from a different perspective, is Ktunnel. And Ktunnel actually let you run your application on your machine and connect it to the cluster. So we will have an application running on our machine, and we will make the services on the cluster connect and interact with that application running on our machine. So at that time, again, from the developer perspective, we can change the code, fix something, then make sure that whatever we do, test it with like all the integration points in the cluster. You don't need at that time to replicate the data if your data is running on the cluster, so you don't need to do that and replicate the whole environment into your machine. So it makes the development environment, or moves your application closer to the development environment. Usually you have the local and then push the development environment. Now this is more close, and it gives you also a faster development cycle. The last one is kubedump, and kubedump is used to copy YAML files. It's a very simple tool. Just use it, copy the files. You can back up all your cluster YAML files, or back up all maybe just your namespace. I usually use it when I want to build Helm chart and I want to just collect all the YAML files and use that to spin up Helm chart. So it makes it easier. People also sometimes use it for debugging, for backing up for the current state, and it can help you also arrange everything into namespaces on your machine, and also if you want to archive it, it can help you archive as well. Any question before moving to the demo? Cool. So first, the font is good, or do you want me to increase it?
I think maybe a little bit increase. I see the guys say it's good, and font is good.
So this is to be.
Yeah, but just like I know how you run them, so maybe just a little bit bigger will be better. But yeah, and we have a question from Radha before you go into the demo. Is Valero and Cube dump same? Are the same tools?
Is what?
Valero and
Valero is more of a complete solution than KubeDump. KubeDump is very simple tool, not for production, and you will see it has its benefits. But I'm trying to keep the demo here and the discussions here about tools that admins and developers and even people who are new just use it easily. So Valero is kind of bigger scope than that. So it can really back up the whole thing. Okay. With that, so again, I will not cover the installation. Installation are you can just search it. It's easy. Most of them are not most. All the tools that we're speaking about are open source. Some of them have like enterprise subscription if you want to, like DevSpace, for example. KubeShark, I guess it has as well. But all these are free tools that you can download and use yourself directly with your cluster. So we'll start with kind, and kind is as easy as kind create cluster, and maybe just give it a name. And as you can see, it by default it takes the latest version. So now it's deploying 1.26. We can specify the version. We can also use a YAML file to install it. So you don't need to just use the create command. So for all the configuration, like adding nodes, adding other stuff, we can put that into a YAML file and use it as it is. It installs the control plane. Like for this one, I didn't specify anything, so it's probably, let me just put that here. So cluster is running, DNS is running, so free kube, CDL, nodes. So I didn't specify anything, so it just deployed one node, and it's not a physical node or it's not a VM, it's a container running with the node. We can do something like, see, I have a YAML file. So if we want to deploy, for example, this cluster with 3 nodes, 1 for control plane, 2 worker nodes, so we can go here and do that. Cube. Sorry. Find. Fold. So I think not install. Great. Yeah. I think I just forgot the. Yeah, let me check quickly on that. Or let's move. I'll come back to this later. So there is an option to give the YAML file, and it will install it. As I mentioned, you can have multiple clusters at the same time. So we can do again create cluster, and so take this 2. Okay, it will create another cluster. So we can have multiple clusters. Check with them. You need to install on top of that maybe an ingress controller if you want to have like a complete thing, and you can just treat it as a regular Kubernetes cluster. It has its limitation so it doesn't do everything, but I would say 80 to 90% of the use cases you can do it. Like I use it to run Knative, I use it to run other stuff. So it's very nice tool to have it handy to test with it, play with it. The second tool we'll speak about today is KubeShark. And KubeShark, again, very simple to use. KubeShark cap, which is the command to collect, capture, and handle all the data. And maybe you need to mention the namespace. So -n instead of capturing everything, so it's easier to see. And we can see here what's happening. CDL get pods minus n. Shark. So you can see it's creating pods and switch on pods. Okay, let's do that. And let's Seems demos are not working today.
I see you're triggering a lot of attendees to understand what's not working. There are some options in the webinar chat if you want to check them out, Ali.
Yeah, it's something with the storage limit. So let me just confirm. Delete. Just make sure everything is working. And there is, I think, clean command also. Shark clean. One. Yeah, it's. Let me see what's in the chat. People are saying. Let's see. No, firewall is working. We just tested it. Okay, let's skip KubeShark. We'll get back to it. Hopefully this space works. we'll see how it's working here. Yeah, dev space. Let's do it from here. So, okay. So we start dev space environment with dev space minute. So it already detected that my project is a JavaScript application. Select JavaScript. So now, second step, do you want to install it with Helm, kubectl, customize? Again, we're not really concerned about the deployment. I'll just choose Helm, but we focus more on the development. You already have Helm chart? No, so it will create a Helm chart for me. Do you want to develop this application in the current working directory? Yes. Do you want to use the Docker file? It detected my Docker file? Yes. I'll skip the registry, but you can also add your registry. If it's logged in, it will use it and build and push from there. The application is listening on 3000. And we can do now dev space use space. Create namespace first. Namespace. Namespace test. Okay, so we'll be doing that in the test dev space dev, which is the command that we use for development. I guess I know what happened. Probably this one will not work this time. So kubectx, and this is using my kind that I just created. So it's not using my main cluster. Let's try to use now the KubeShark. Let's confirm with what we have. So let's create test and use namespace test and dev space dev. Yep. So it's running, and we got an error. Too many open files. So we have space unit again. No. JavaScript. Helm. No. Yes. History. Or 3000. Okay, running. It's running but cannot connect. So let's delete that. CPI delete. Sorry guys for the technical issues. Hopefully we get over that quickly. So far, if you have any questions, let me know.
There are some questions. I can read them out so that you don't have to focus on that. So kubectl allows you to test your local microservice application with remote clusters and other dependencies of the system.
Yes. So it will create a tunnel, and you can even specify the certificates with a tunnel. So it's encrypted tunnel between your machine and the cluster upstream.
Cool. The other question is, can we use PVs in kind?
Can we use what?
It says PVs. Actually, can you
PVs. Yes. You can use PVs. You just need to. There is a way to do it, but yeah, you can use.
Cool. Another question is, I've been using the Kubernetes that comes with Docker desktop. What are the main limitations of that, which will likely cause me to move to kind? What use cases can I do with the Kubernetes in Docker desktop?
So Docker Desktop, if you're happy with Docker Desktop, just keep using it. It just creates a VM, so that's kind of the limitation. Not sure if you can create multiple clusters with that or not. But if you're happy with it, I think that should be fine if it's doing the job. I prefer kind because it allows me to create multiple environments, so you can have multiple things. It's very light. It doesn't consume a lot of things. Starting.
That's it.
Okay, let's try it here. This is a Java app, and I have the dev already done. So I created the dev space environment before. So space dev. Okay. need to create again. Yes. And let's see, for that, CPX. So this is a Java Maven. Helm. No. Yes. Yes. Skip. Space. Use namespace. There's space. Yeah. Not sure what's happening, but let's try CubeShark last time before moving to another one. Up, -n, test. Hey, it worked. But test doesn't have anything, so let's change that. And keep test CubeShark clean. So this is cleaning everything. So the last time this didn't work because I was using it with kind, which I don't have enough. It's just running in a container, so and it's not going to help at all. So this time we'll run it with the colors. The container itself will be deployed in the class in CubeShark namespace. So it will create a namespace called CubeShark. It will create daemon sets. Daemon sets will collect logs from the other parts of the cluster. And you can see now in the colors namespace, it's saying that now it's targeting those pods. And if we try to create a live traffic, so let me add something here for a curl command. Let's hit one of our, create traffic to one of our things. Okay, switch back. You can see that it captured. So I was sending this to the orange pod. And if you see it captured already the pcaps, it said that, okay, I got that. It's coming through it was doing DNS first just to confirm which one is the orange color. It got it. It sent it to the confirm. So it's coming from the ingress because I'm sending that to an open URL, public URL. So it come from the ingress controller. Ingress controller send it to the orange color pod. Orange color send it to the count service, and the count service replied back. And if we can click on any of these, you can see the response. And if we do that, if we can come here, for example, and say, okay, let's replay that. So can use it for load testing, but we'll just send it one more time here. So reply, you can see it already sent the thing again, captured the request and response again. And we can also come here and do, instead of orange, let's do something false that will not work. So do red, green, back here. See, it's captured, green will not work, and I think here also, so it's not found. So we received 404. That is what captured here. We can also come to the service map. You can see, for example, that's the visualization of the services. So we have things going between kubeDNS and the service and Kubernetes. We have the counter pod. We have where is the main? We have the Prometheus node. We have the counter colors. We have the ingress controller. So this is like visualization of what the service map looks like. You can also come here and just filter, use some filters. So maybe we don't care a lot about the DNS queries. So just do HTTP like that. And now we just see the HTTP once. Or we can also do and response status equal maybe 100. Apply. Okay. Oh, sorry. Equal status equal. Apply. Yep, and now it captured everything except the error. You can also search for only the errors. So for apply, and now it can show you the ones that has the error, or like the 404 one. 404. And just captured the error responses. You can also use it to run some jobs on a schedule. I don't use it that deep, but it's very good to visualize the traffic, see what's happening back and forth, give you like complete overview to your cluster, and you don't need to use, in that case, KubeShark. It can capture all the cluster traffic, but it will be a lot to show this. I think I can do it quickly. -A. And we can do Shark proxy. See the visualization again. Yeah, maybe you need to clean it first and then do that. Let's do it quickly. And then do again tap -A. -A will collect all the PCAPs from all the cluster. And now it takes longer, of course. And yeah, it's targeting all the pods. You will see all the pods in my cluster, everything, all the traffic, even the health checks, everything. Not very beneficial to do all of them at once. Probably you have a project that you want to check and go see what's happening in that cluster. Cool. I'll jump from dev space. Hopefully it works at the end, but try to get it again to work. I'll go for Ktunnel. I have a Go application running on my here. So, before that, let's install it. This one is easy to install. So if you remember, if you watched my previous show, my previous presentation, we mentioned about Crew, and its tunnel is available through Crew. So kubectl Crew tunnel install tunnel. Okay, so this is install tunnel, and then we can let's run my application first. So go run. So this is a simple web application. It just replies with any request it will reply. So it doesn't have anything specific, but this is running on my machine. We will create now the tunnel. So kubectl tunnel expose. Let's call it hello. And it is running on my local machine at 8080. So we'll expose it at 8080 on the cluster 8080 -n others. Let's put it within colors one. Okay, so tunnel has started. Should have showed you first what we have. So kubectl get pods -w. So yeah, this is the hello one that we just created. Just created 17 seconds ago. And in this case, I want maybe this hello to respond to other as a service within the other services in the cluster. So if we go here and maybe just deploy one, I'll deploy a check service just to check from it. So kubectl y minus f minus n minus. So this is deployed this service, and from this one, the kubectl minus it this pod here minus n values minus dash. So now I'm inside the check pod, which is running on my cluster. And if I do curl hello, which I'm calling my service, 8080, and you can see I'm responding from my local machine. So I'm in the cluster, sending to a service within the cluster as well, and that is getting responses from my machine. Any questions about these two?
I can see some questions.
You didn't visualize it well. Let me also show you that quickly. Unless there is a question, just go for it. Yeah, so this is the visualization of what we did. We ran the Go server on my laptop, created the tunnel. The tunnel created a pod called hello, and from this one, I was just checking and getting responses from my laptop. That's the visualization of it. Do you have a question, Maria?
Yeah, I see some questions in the Q&A as well as in the chat. So the first question is, are we using KubeShark as deployment in cluster? If so, how much resources do we need to allocate to it?
Yes, that's a good question. Yes, it deploys in the cluster as a daemon set. It is very light. It doesn't take a lot of resources. And the main thing is the pcaps that it collects. If you run it with the default, it will probably doesn't keep them for long. It will overwrite, and like what I did now, it doesn't store them. There is an option that you increase the retention and keep the pcaps longer.
How do you ensure all the data stays secure between nodes and services?
How do I secure what?
How do we ensure all the data stays secure between nodes and services?
Okay, so I guess the question is about ktunnel. The way that I created now is just regular. So it creates a certificate and it created a secure tunnel, but you can also create your own certificate and give it to ktunnel while creation, and it will encrypt the tunnel between your local machine and the cluster. Plus, you're probably not doing this to a production cluster as well. But yeah, for security, it uses certificates, so it's TLS. But you can also provide your own certificate.
Is it safe to say KubeShark is similar to using Istio and Aly?
No, no. This is just for visualization. Very simple. Aly is very good visualization tool as well. It can even show the live traffic moving, and it's different things like. Aly, I don't think it keeps any pcaps, or this is exactly like when you do TCP dump on your machine, collect the dumps, the network dumps, the pcaps, and visualize it. Doesn't do more than that. Aly does more, can visualize things. It integrates with Istio, which is like the bigger thing.
Cool. And Miguel asks, are there other more sophisticated methods besides certificates? I guess this is around the previous security question.
For the ktunnel, I think that's the only thing with ktunnel. It is not a very complex tool. It's a simple tool, and it does what it should do. We're not expecting this to use like more than that. But if you're interested in this realm, there is a service called Scupper. And Scupper can create more secure tunnels between multiple clusters also. This is kind of like more, it's not for development, Scupper. It can create tunnels and like layer 7 tunnel on top of multiple clusters and can make all these connect together.
I have a question. How do you know all of these crazy tools? Do you just like go and try everything?
No, no. So again, I've been with Kubernetes for more than 5 years. Seen lots of tools, and I'm just trying to compromise the knowledge and give you everything at once. But I didn't interact with all these things at the same time. And even as I mentioned last time, some of the tools I don't really use as much as I used them before. But some of them are helpful at some stages, and others are not. Like for example, if I'm having Kiali, probably the visualization with KubeShark will not be nice, will not be the best. If I'm having something like Hubble or something to have better visualization, maybe KubeShark will not be like the best thing for that tool. But if I'm just running with a small cluster, I'm doing something, or not small, like I'm just having specific use case that I want to see, it's very handy to have those tools just within your hands. Like you don't need to go to other teams and try to interact with them. We need to install this, we need to do that. But yeah, just keep watching, keep playing. You will know more tools than I do.
You'll get more sessions with Aly on the next 6 Kubernetes tools.
Yeah, we're going lower from 7, we're going to 5. Next time is 3.
We missed 6 in between. There is another question. Can we use kubectl to connect to remote databases?
To remote databases? So kubectl will make your service, like the service that runs locally, accessible from the cluster. So you can do the other way, like you can run the database on your machine and make your the services in the cluster connect to it. Or you can have the database in the cluster and you run your application next to it, if that answers your questions. You can send a follow-up to the question also.
We have one more tool, or that's it?
What? Yeah. We still have kubedump, and I want to try again DevSpace, because DevSpace is like was very nice. I'm not sure why it's not working, but we'll try. First, we'll do the kubedump, and then we'll try DevSpaces for the last time. For DevSpace. Where is that? Just a second. Okay. So with kubedump, we want to copy all the YAML manifests that's running on our cluster and put it somewhere that we can investigate later or check it, or maybe use it to create Helm chart or whatever. So we do, for example, kubedump, and you mentioned that I want to dump a namespace. We can give list of namespaces. So we can have like test and colors, and we want to store that in the dump folder that I have here. That -n. Kubedump dump namespaces. This is correct. Yeah. So it is dumping the data here. You can see it's specifying what are the resources that it's dumping. So it is collecting the config maps, endpoints, events, lots of resources. So just pay attention if you want to use that to return back to the original state. Some of those resources are automatically generated, like endpoints, for example, are created with services. So we want to skip those. Events probably you will not need events at all. Pods, if you're having deployments, so deployments create pods. So it is good for investigation, but if you want to just take the state, deploy it somewhere else, you need to skip those other things, like skip endpoints, skip pods for deployments, something like this. And let's see. It's even pulling replica sets. You can use it to deploy, again, specific namespaces or the whole cluster. And you can even specify, like I specified, dump namespaces. So you can specify dump cluster, and in that case, it will also pull the cluster roles, for example, like things that are cluster-wide installed that are not tied to a specific namespace. So if you have cluster rules, if you have something like over all the cluster, you will need to specify dump cluster, and it will pull that for you as well. I think we moved. You can also archive it. It takes an option -A, and you give it an archive name, so it creates a tar file instead of just pulling the files as is. I usually don't use the archive when use it, just to pull like the exact events at the same time, like the YAML files that I'm looking for, because I dump it to watch them. So done with the test. I think we can skip it and just show you what it pulled. Let's go to cd dump. You can see this is the colors namespace. This is the test one. So if we go, for example, cd test, okay, and maybe check this, the app service. And here you go. You got the YAML file. You can also, of course, if you just want single file, you can just do -o YAML, and it will just dump that exact file. But this is helpful for dumping the whole namespace. Let's try dev spaces one last time. The scenario for dev spaces was interesting, and I wanted you to see it. Hopefully in the next 5 minutes, because we'll probably need to wrap in 10 minutes. Okay, so let's do dev on this one. So where is the node? Here. Let's move that. And let's move that as well. Just cleaning up everything. Okay, great. Dev space init. Okay, JavaScript, Helm, no. Yes, develop, skip, registry, listening at 3000. Space, use, name, create the namespace quickly, ctl, create namespace, platform, and dev space, use namespace, platform, dev space, okay, I need to check it. I'll let you know in the chat why it's not working. But I can give you a bonus one. Just 2 minutes. It will not take time. So do plus cd service. There is a very nice tool used to create Helm charts faster. You can, of course, if you just Helm create and give the name, it will generate default files. But if you want to do something that is just more with more parameterized stuff. So we can do this cat manifests all. So I have I have just a deployment and a service, and just do it helmify. Let's call it what? Check. cd check. So it creates the Helm chart file, the values, we go values, you can see the rated already some values for us. And if we go to VI templates, we can see that we have the deployment and the service that we created. VI, the deployment, and it already parameterized our deployment. Very helpful if you want to create Helm chart, fastest thing to do. And I tried this with even complex things, like I tried it with an operator files, which has like all the roles and all stuff, and it works. You may need to tweak it a little bit with the naming. It's not perfect with the naming, but gives you like faster start. Yeah, and I think that's the wrap for it. Little disappointed that we couldn't see the dev space, so that was the scenario, but I'll check it probably next time. Hopefully this was helpful, and hopefully you enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ali. We still have 2 or 3 questions, and guys, if you have any other questions, we have 5 minutes, so let's go through them really quickly. What are the differences between encrypted secret and external secrets? How do secrets affect the overall security of the cluster?
So I'm not sure that like encrypted secret, you mean like the normal secrets that are encrypted, correct? Or that are encoded? External secrets I'm aware of. The other one, encrypted secret, I'm not sure that I'm aware of it. What was the question? The follow-up one?
There is also encryption of secrets. So
there's sealed secrets, if that's what you're asking for. I'm not sure about the encrypted secrets. Maybe it's a tool that I'm not aware of. See, not sure of everything. I don't know everything. But external secrets syncs the Kubernetes secrets that's stored in other vaults, managed vaults, for example, if it's Vault by HashiCorp or AWS secret, it syncs between these two and make your application like sync between the external managed secret store or vault and go pull the secrets that are stored there and put them as Kubernetes secrets in the cluster. Sealed secret on the other side will encrypt the data with a key that you own. Encrypted secrets, I'm not aware of.
Yeah, Radha just posted in the Q&A section if you want to take a look, Ali, and the last comment. So there is encryption configuration kind.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So this is how API server encrypt the Kubernetes secrets. I didn't play with it, to be honest, that much, but I know external secret, and I think it's more useful to use external vault in general for any Kubernetes secret. It's managed, you don't need to manage it yourself, or even if it's not managed, but it has all the capabilities that you need for it.
Yes. Do you want to increase the allowed number of open files to see if the too many open files? I don't know. This was a comment probably for
it's probably within that range, but I don't want to waste your time, guys. Check it. I probably need to see maybe open lots of things. If you want to stay longer, maybe you can try, but I know Maria is very busy, so she will not allow me to stay longer.
No, I would love to, but thank you so much, Ali. I guess that will be a wrap for it. For everyone who joined in later or like you didn't hear all the session, I'm just gonna repeat it quickly. We're gonna send over slides, and the video recording for this webinar, so you can watch it at your convenience and send it to your colleagues. Start using it. I don't know. Start using it within your team if you think it's very, very cool. I think so. But other than that, thank you very much for everyone who joined. Thank you, Aly, for preparing another great session. Next time, part 3, 6 tools, please, since that's number. But hope everyone has a great rest of the day. And yeah, if you haven't joined the Platform Engineering Slack channel, please join in, because we have this sessions like every week, and every week there is a different speaker, different webinar topic, so might be something interesting for you. Thank you all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Bye. There are a lot of thanks for you, Aly. You can enjoy the moment,
Yeah, watching. It was frustrating. This one didn't work. It's because I planned like a big amount of them. But anyway, we finished on time. But I think it could be better that we showed that.
Well, I see you being very persistent, recording the demo of this tool working and posting on LinkedIn. It didn't work on the live session, but here it is. Now it's working. And Raka says we're going to try DevSpace. So.
Oh, good, good.